Hi there, I'm Erin Nova, coming to you from beautiful Portland, Oregon. Today, I'll guide us through a relaxing short flow that should leave you feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to take on your day. Are you ready? All right, today we'll be started out lying down. And please find any lying down posture that feels really nice to you. You can bend your knees or not, and bend your elbows or not. Just find a little space. And let's start to breathe so deeply. Big inhales, big exhales. You might even place one hand on your belly and one hand on your chest. And feel that on your inhale, the belly and the chest rise at the same rate. And on the exhale, the belly and chest fall at the same rate. We imagine filling the lungs to the max on the inhale. And then emptying to the max on the exhale. Okay, notice how this big breath opens up a little extra space in your rib cage. Even the back and the sides of your body feel a little bit more spacious. And then try to breathe through your nose as much as you can here. And allow your face to relax, your jaw to hang slack. A little more relaxed with each exhale. Maybe one more big breath like this. And let's invite some gentle movement here. All right, if you take your hands down by your side and a little bit out, then you can stabilize yourself. We'll bend our knees, walk our feet up in by the hips, but then take them quite wide, wider than your hips. And we'll start to drop the knees side to side. At first, let's make this a very passive movement. It doesn't have to be super active. We're just kind of allowing gravity to move the knees down. And then maybe we start to activate this a little more as the inner and outer hip wake up a little bit, okay? Some nice internal and external rotation in the hips will loosen up not just all the tissues around your hips, but moving up into your low back with this gentle twist. You might get some crackles and pops, no problem, as long as it feels good. All right, let's allow the knees to drop to the right, okay? And then we'll turn all the way out to the right. So stack your left knee on top of your right knee and stack your left shoulder on top of your right shoulder and arrange yourself into what I like to call a little sandwich shape. So you're stacked quite nicely, left ankle over right, left knee over right, hips, shoulders, and hands as well. But before we start to twist, which is what we're going to do here, We need to make sure we have a long spine. And the best way for us to do that is to intentionally lift the your right side up off the floor so that your spine is not sagging down toward the floor. So put a mouse hole of space under your right side. And then also please make sure your neck is long and it's not squinched up into your shoulders. Now we're ready to twist. Let's put our left fingertips on the floor, just above the right hand. Using your left fingers on the floor, draw a huge half circle over your head as you inhale deeply into that left side of your rib cage. And as you exhale, bring it back around. That half circle comes back over to the right. Let's do that a few more times. We can inhale, peel open your big chest on the left. And exhale, bring it back around. Now maybe we do this 4 or 5 more times, okay? Maybe you watched me do it a couple times and now you can just do it on your own, following the pace of your breath. Feeling that spine get a little longer each time. The chest gets a little more open. And I just want to remind you while you're doing your last few twists here to please take breaks if you feel any kind of pain or stress. And don't ever feel like you have to take any of my suggestions. You can always just lay down and keep breathing. And that's a great thing to do. Next time you open up, let's hold there. Let's just enjoy this nice twist. So let's think of grounding that left shoulder blade nicely. Okay, the right hand might even grab a knee if that seems appropriate. And let's take 3 or 4 long, slow breaths here. Looking away from your knees, so you're looking to the left, so that this gentle twist runs from the base of your spine up to the base of your skull. Long spine inhale. Belly button to spine exhale. As you are ready, let's bring our knees through center and drop them to the left. So we'll build a left-facing sandwich shape. You're going to turn out in that direction. And while you're doing that, I'll spin around to face you. But we are going to be in the same posture. So both in a left-facing stacked shape. So right, everything is stacked over the left. Ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, and hands. And then let's make sure we lengthen that spine by lifting the left side slightly away from the floor. You should be able to slide your hand under your left side. And let's also lengthen the neck a little extra just to be safe. And we're ready to twist. Right fingers will do the tracing of the half circle this time. So we'll inhale. Right hand traces that big half circle until you're reaching out to the right at the top of your inhale. And exhale to trace it back around. Now the bigger you can reach out into the circle, the more you can move that right shoulder, the better. But if you have a small space, just bend that right elbow. Maybe close your eyes while you do this. Let's take a few more just like this, friends. Just follow your breath. And the next time you open up into that twist, let's hold it there for a few breaths. Maybe 4 breaths, okay? Long spine inhale. Press that right shoulder blade down as you exhale. more spacious in your chest on the inhale, almost arching your spine up off the floor here. Strong belly button to spine, exhale. All right, my friends. As you're ready, we'll bring the legs back in through center, pointing the knees up at the ceiling. And let's take a few windshield wipers here, just noticing anything different about the low back or the hips. As you're ready, you can bring your right knee in. Let's interlace our fingers either behind the right thigh, if you have any kind of knee injury or sensitivity, or in front of the right shin, if everything's going great with your knee today. And then let's make sure we ground our shoulder blades, okay, all 2 of them. And so we feel a nice spaciousness in the chest. And we'll just start to hug that right knee inward toward the chest. Take a couple breaths here, just gently encouraging that right knee inward. You want to feel a little bit of pleasant resistance from your hip crease, okay? Your hip flexor getting a little bit of an opening. Again, we don't ever want to go until we feel pain. We only want good feelings on the mat. And now let's move this knee away from your chest towards your armpit. So as if you could move that right knee into your armpit. And perhaps you feel good about wrapping one of your forearms around that right knee, or even behind the thigh would be fine. Maybe 2 forearms, but let's ground those shoulder blades here. Maybe one more big breath right here, allowing that hip to let go a little bit. Let it soften. And then as you're ready, if your fingers aren't already interlaced behind your thigh, let's take them back there. And we'll start to press the right heel up to the ceiling and then pull it back in toward your glute. Okay, so again, heel presses to the ceiling and then pull it in towards your glute. Okay, if you want to link your breath, you can inhale, press up. And exhale, pull in. Okay, now while you're doing this, please keep in mind, you could extend your knee to the fullest, or you could just choose to go halfway, just extend partially. You listen to your hamstring, listen to the back of your right leg. Any pain, we just back off right away. But please put a nice flex in your right ankle so the toes are reaching back toward the shin. And next time you press up, let's hold right there. Let's just enjoy this. Reground your shoulder blades if they came up, okay? Encourage the right knee toward the heart. Reflex the right ankle. And only if your hamstring says it's okay, perhaps extend the right knee a tiny bit more. Nice opening for the back of that right leg, okay? One more big breath here. And let's bend that right knee. We'll take that right ankle, still flexed, to the top of the left knee, and we'll allow the right knee to fall away. And then almost imagine that that right knee is trying to get away from your nose. So you're using your right outer hip to gently open your right inner hip, and you should feel that opening right away. If it's too much, just bring that knee back toward you. If you like it, continue to encourage the knee away. Now we're going to move a little bit here. Take your arms out to the side. We'll just combine a gentle twist with this figure 4 shape that we've made with our legs. To do that, we need to kind of lock in this shape. Our best bet is to keep a nice flex in the right foot and to keep the right knee pressing away. And with that, we'll start dropping the legs side to side. And let's take a few rounds, just gently, with control. We're not flinging ourselves around, dropping side to side. Should feel nice in your low back, a very gentle twist. All right, my friends. Next time your knees drop to the right, let's pause there. So your right knee has probably come to the floor. You're still in the figure 4 shape that you've put your legs in. Let's just really change one thing. Let's shimmy the left foot over to the left until your knees have fallen as much as you want them to. We'll all be different here. If you want a little less, just keep your knees up high. If you want a little more, engage the knees downward. Look away from your knees and let's take a few breaths here. And this can be very gentle, or it can be a little bit more opening as you press those knees down. So always adjust these postures to your energy level and what your body is wanting today. As you're ready, let's bring our figure 4 shape back up through center, okay? And we'll walk the left foot back in where it was before. And let's drop our figure 4 over to the left now. Let's see what we have on this side. Okay, the first thing that happens is our left knee will fall to the floor. The right foot, let's see if we can get that on the floor, but no pressure and no stress if it doesn't come down. You can always just hook it on that left thigh. But let's experiment here with pressing the right knee away to see how we feel about this. A really nice opening for your right inner thigh, that inner hip, okay? If you want more, you have 2 options which you can use separately or together. You can pull that right heel up closer to your left hip, set it down, and again, press the knee away. Or you can grab the left knee and pull it up in a little closer to your shoulder. Okay, and that'll really deepen it. So let's take a few more breaths here. Let's look over to the right. Okay, this gentle twist. Relax the shoulders. One more long spine inhale. One more belly button to spine exhale. Allow the legs to come back up and in. And maybe both feet on the ground now. We can shake it out with some windshield wipers. Okay, let's do the other side. We'll bring the left knee in. You can interlace your fingers behind the thigh or in front of the shin. You choose. And we'll start by encouraging that knee toward the heart. So shoulder blades grounded, gentle encouragement, guys, nothing crazy. And then let's move the knee away from the heart, out toward your armpit, your left armpit. Pull it in as if you wanted to tuck it in your armpit. Remember to breathe. Okay, our hips can hold a lot of sensation, so just feel all the feels. Perhaps take a forearm to the shin or the thigh to hold the leg closer. Maybe 2 forearms, but we want to ground those shoulder blades, please. As you're ready, transitioning to the back of the leg. If we had our arms on the shin, interlace fingers here. Let's extend the left heel toward the ceiling and then pull it back in. Okay, so talking to our hamstring here, your hands are on the back of that left thigh, so you can feel the hamstring relaxing as you flex the knee and tensing as you extend the knee. So make sure it feels nice. Remember, you don't have to extend fully if that's not pleasant. Okay, find that really nice flex in your left foot. Get that calf stretch here. And next time you're pressing up, hold and breathe. Okay, we're just enjoying this. Now let's see if maybe we can re-ground the shoulder blades. Re-encourage the knee inward. Reflex the left ankle. And perhaps just for this last breath, we extend the knee a little more. And let's come out of that. Let's let that go. Finding a figure 4 on this side, we'll take that flexed left ankle and hook it nicely on the right knee. The left knee will start to press away from your nose, and you can take your hands beside you. And take a moment just to feel that as the outer left hip works to move the knee away from you, you feel the inner left hip letting go. So find the perfect balance there between activation of the outer hip and release of the inner. And keep your crystallized figure 4 shape, and we'll just drop our knees side to side. To the left, to the right. Remember to keep breathing. I like to inhale through center. And exhale as I twist and look away from the knees. Okay, and you might try something like that. Sometimes we lose track of the breath when we're moving, and we can always come back to that breath. All right, next time your knees drop to the left, let's pause there. The left knee has come to the floor, more than likely, and the right foot will start to shimmy over to the right until the knees drop as low as you want them to go. So stop where it feels nice, okay? And then for that extra bit of oomph here, you can activate the knees downward. Otherwise, you can just let them sit more or less passively. But let's look away from the knees and breathe deeply here. Maybe 3 long breaths. As you're ready, let's rock the knees back in, still in that figure 4 shape. We'll send the right foot back in because it came out a little bit, and we'll drop the legs to the right, still in that figure 4. So that right knee has come to the floor. Let's attempt to get the left heel down, but if that's not comfortable, don't worry, just hook it on the thigh. And we'll experiment with pressing the left knee away, finding out how we feel about that inner thigh opening. It might be just right, it might be too much. Okay, if you're feeling pretty good and you'd like to move a little more deeply, you can slide the left heel up closer to the right hip and put it down. Press the knee away. And or you can move the right knee closer in towards your right shoulder. All right, and that's a really nice opening, so make sure it feels good. Look away from your knees and breathe. Let's start to bring the legs back up and into center. Let's untangle everything and take a few windshield wipers here. Shake it out. At this point, my friends, take your legs out long. Flip your palms up to the ceiling and maybe scoot your shoulder blades a little further underneath your heart. And I'm going to give you some options because we have come to our final resting posture. However, there are a few ways that you can customize it to meet your needs a little more precisely. So if you're perfectly happy with long arms and legs, just breathe here. Let your face grow soft and your breath come effortlessly through your nose. But if you feel a little tight in your chest today, and most of us do, right? Bend your elbows into a W shape and tuck your shoulder blades a little more under your heart and just rest the tops of your hand on the ground. Okay, kind of level with your shoulders so that they don't fall asleep. And then if your low back is feeling tight today, you can bring your knees in towards your hips with a bend in your knees that you just knock together. Okay, knees will knock together. The feet can come out wide, and this can help your low back kind of release toward the floor. It should feel nice. And one more option. If you feel more tight in your inner thigh and your hips today, then try taking your feet together and dropping your knees out wide to open up that space between the knees and the hips. So let's spend a few more moments here. We want to imagine that with each inhale, we feel more expansive. With each exhale, a little bit more soft and melted toward the ground. Expansive inhale. Letting go on the exhale. If you notice your mind being a little extra right now, that's okay. Watch your thoughts, watch them come, and watch them go. And maybe chuckle to yourself about how your mind is always creating this little circus to entertain you and to take care of you. Beautiful people, please keep resting like this for as long as you can. Maybe even take a little nap if you have the time and the space to do it. I hope you feel wonderful. And thank you so much for joining me.